Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. In today's class, we're talking about a revision on the 2024 chemistry WAEC practicals. Basically, what you are given in the instruction is potassium permanganate, KMnO4, and iron 2 sulfate. Iron 2 sulfate. And we know that this is a reducing agent, while this is an oxidizing agent. So in a nutshell, like I used to tell my students, this potassium permanganate will get reduced to manganate 2 ion, manganate 2 ion. So, and this ion 2 will get oxidized to ion 3 plus. Ion 3 plus, yes. But if we look at both the oxidation and reduction have equation, we can now combine the equation of the reaction together to have a balanced chemical equation. That will now be between the MnO4 in acidic medium half plus hydrogen ion plus electron, then Mn2 plus water molecule. Then balancing this equation, you add you balance the number of water with the number of oxygen atoms you have here, and that will increase the number of hydrogen ions, hydrogen here to 8. So you now use that to balance here, and the number of electrons or the number of charge is here. You have -1 plus 8. So if you look at this, you have +7, and here you have +7. Here you have just +2. So to balance that, you have 5 here. If you need clarification on how to do that, you can just chat me up. Then for the oxidation half equation, you have your ion 2 going to ion 3. Then here, of course, you know that in the oxidation half equation, number of electrons is always added to the right hand side. So if you do that, you have just 1 electron here. So you can now see that this equation is not balanced. In terms of the charges, here you have +2 and +3. So just 1 electron is needed to balance both sides, which you already have electrons here. You don't need to add 1 here, because here the number of electrons is just 1 there. Then here, remember the rules. That number of electrons lost must be equal to the number of electrons gained. So here you have now 5 electrons, and here you have just 1. So you multiply this by this equation, multiply the oxidation half equation by 5. That will now give you 5Fe2 plus to give you 5Fe3 plus 5 electrons. Then since the number of electrons here loss and gain are now the same, you can now add everything together to have an overall balance equation, which will give you MnO4 minus in aqueous state, remember, plus here you have 5Fe2 plus in aqueous state, then plus the number of hydrogen ions. Remember, this reaction is in acidic medium. Then you have your Mn manganate 2 ion plus 5Fe3 plus 4H2O liquid state, aqueous state. So that's the balanced chemical equation, and hopefully by the grace of God on Thursday, this is the equation of reaction that will be given. This is the equation of reaction we are expecting from WAEC, or we might be given the equation of reaction that involves potassium tetrahydromanganate 7 and iron 2 sulfate plus sulfuric acid. If you do that, if that equation comes, we will know how to calculate, but hopefully we believe that it. But also note that you might be asked to calculate or to write the oxidation and reduction half equation for the reaction. That is that. As for the titration, I have already done the qualitative analysis and also the quantitative analysis. We have already done that, but this is just a revision anyway. So in case you need more clarification, you can as well DM me. Then lastly, before we call it a day, let's look at the salts that are given. We are giving lead nitrate and sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. That's what we are giving. And looking at this, all lead salts of these are soluble, and this one too is a soluble salt. So if you combine the two of them, plus NaCO3 2 here, we are going to have lead carbonate plus sodium nitrate, which is what? Soluble. Balance this. Which is soluble, and this is insoluble, and this is soluble. So what it means is this. This reaction now is a precipitation reaction. We call it double decomposition reaction. This type of reaction is actually used in preparing an insoluble salt. So we can see here now, this is what you will be expected to have. So in our filter paper, we are going to have this. We are expected to have this. We are expected to have this. Here we have our NaNO3, and here in our filter paper, we will have our PbCO3. So decomposing or breaking down this compound, PbCO3, we will now be asked to test for the presence of lead ions and trioxocarbonate 4 ions. These are the two things that we are going to be asked to test for. In the presence of sodium hydroxide and ammonia, also HNO3. Because this will actually dissolve in the presence of HNO3 without forming any more precipitate. But if you use HCl plus lead carbonate, you are going to have a precipitate known as PbCl2. This precipitate will be there. So in that case, we wouldn't use HCl. But at the end of the day, they might still ask you to use HCl to test for to see which it is actually lead that is present. So you'll be able to differentiate between lead and what? And aluminium and calcium ions. Alright. Then here you'll be asked to test for trioxonitrate 5 ions, which is actually the what people call the brown ring test, iron 2 sulfate and concentrated H2SO4 with the unknown salt. Then basically they might also ask you to test for, because if you heat this compound, definitely an oxygen gas will evolve, which is colorless, odorless, and also we can't use a dual screen. So you might be asked to test for this. So take note, okay? Any more questions? Just slide right here. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.